Yeah, the progress has been really good. I think our guys just learning the offense, learning the defense, learning our special team systems, but also learning how to practice, and the level, the consistency, and how hard we practice. And I think really the next 9 weeks are going to be so important to the development of our program. What we do when no one's watching, right? It's easy to get up for the type of practices we have when we have 300, 400 people at a practice every day. But now the biggest challenge is going to be, can we condition ourselves to maintain that consistency? Oh, the bros. Yes, good to see y'all. Yes. Wow, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Good to see you all, absolutely. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Good to see you all. Yes. That's my guy. Mike, how you doing, Mike?
Great.
Good.
How you doing?
Good to see you all.
Hey, we don't mean to interrupt.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're here on behalf of the Broyles Award. The Broyles Award was created 27 years ago by David Basil, and it was to honor assistant coaches. Coach Broyles, a longtime Arkansas athletic director and coach, recognized early on in his career that it was important to have quality assistant coaches because that was going to make him successful as head coaches. A lot of Coach Broyles' former players and former assistants have gone on to great things. Y'all may know of one, Jimmy Johnson. Won a championship here at Miami and won 2 Super Bowls. Well, Coach Josh Gattis is our 26th year winner in 2021, and we wanted to come down today and present him with his trophy and tell University of Miami, the players, fans, etc., not only do you have a great coach, you've got a great person, a great role model for the players and for the students and for the community of Miami. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
It's quite the surprise, right? To end that to say this is truly an honor. It's one I really hold in the highest regard. And obviously, as an assistant coach, this is always a dream for any coach to be honored with the Broyles Award. And thank you to the Broyles family, the foundation, everyone. For my trip to Arkansas, to Little Rock, it was amazing. And I couldn't be more honored to represent you all. And I will hold that in the highest regard every day as a coach. It's put a new challenge and a new responsibility on me. And I embrace it, and I look forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Oh, it puts the highlight to the end of spring right there. There's no,
struggle, and you can blame Coach Cristobal. He had a lot to do with this, so blame him.
Absolutely. Now, they just carried the trophy in like it was no problem, but the trophy is really like 50 pounds. It's 75, yeah. So it's very heavy, and it's truly an honor. Obviously it's really an example of just dedication and hard work by players and commitment of everyone collectively. It's not an individual award as it is a team award. And to be honored to have, former players that have upheld my coaching and everything that I've asked them has truly been an honor. And that's the relationship that I look forward with these guys. It's just to be able to lead these young men to better and brighter days, obviously to grow them on the field, off the field, develop them in so many different ways personally and professionally within this sport. And so thank you again. Thank you so much.
Coach, can I get a picture of me?
Absolutely. Yes. If I can hold this thing again, yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Can you jump in and get one too?
Yep.
Absolutely.
You got it?
Here, I'm going to come over here.
Come on, Mike. Good. You want to get some of your players after it's over? They may want to have some pictures made with it or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're going to hang here.
Yes, absolutely.
When you're done.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
Excuse me.
Awesome. Wow. So is this just made up, huh? Or do I got to finish this up, right? There's a road questions? Okay. Perfect. Thank y'all. Okay. So to finish up, obviously, what I'm looking forward to Saturday is really just the guys to go out and, and really just execute confidently for themselves and for their families. They've put in a ton of hard work, a ton of sacrifice. Obviously it's going to be a great environment, right? It's a sold-out crowd. You feel the energy and excitement around the University of Miami football right now, and specifically around all of our athletic programs right now. And so, to go out there and play confidently, eliminate clutter, just have fun. Play the game, but most importantly, stay healthy, right? We always pray for that in any type of spring game situation. Just make sure we leave out a complete team, and then make sure we maintain that progress going into our summer programs.
Josh, I know you mentioned to Don Bailey last week about how DJ's game has stood out. Could you share a couple of other names of guys who have really jumped out to you this spring on offense?
Yeah, obviously Tyler's done an exceptional job leading the offense. Henry Parrish, a guy, getting him in here as a transfer. It's been a huge addition. He's done a phenomenal job just learning the offensive system and really kind of taking a leadership role on the team. And so obviously talked about DJ Ja'Kai Clark has done an exceptional job being our center. We put so much on our center in our offense, right? They're really the quarterback number 2 of the offense, making all the calls, checks, and he's done an exceptional job. You look at the receiver position, Xavier Restrepo, and he's just what he brings each and every day. Has been phenomenal because he's a guy that just practices so hard, executes at a very high level. You go on Jacoby George, Keyshawn Smith, Frank Ladson, being able to add those guys into the mix, and so we're very excited. We've got to obviously build some more depth. That's going to be the key for us, right? We won't be as strong as that first group. We'll be as good as our second group. And that's truly the game of football because you got to be able to rely on your 22, not just on your first 11. There's injuries, there's guys that are missing each and every week. We've got to develop depth that when the next guy is out, the next guy comes in and the performance stays the same. And so that'll be really important for us as we move forward throughout the summer.
Hey, Josh, how do you strike a balance in a situation like this? You're on TV on Saturday, obviously. You're putting in a new offense here. As the OC, how do you strike a balance between what you show out there on Saturday and what you hold back?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. Everybody in America will be watching, right? They'll be breaking down the spring game, right? There's a lot that's seen, and we do the same thing. We're watching every other team's spring game. We're putting it in the information in the system. Obviously, there's going to be some things that they've already seen from us from a self-scout standpoint when they look at our offensive system. But for us, most importantly, rather than sacrifice what we show, it's about giving our kids the ability to play confident in what they do. So at the end of the day, if we hold back or we do everything, we just want our kids to be able to go out there and execute it confidently because that's the biggest thing. Allowing our kids to gain confidence from the spring game moment that they can piggyback off of that in the summertime to make them excel in their workouts.
Coach, last season in Michigan, you ran a lot of pinning and pulling within your outside run game. Just in general, could you talk about some of the advantages of running those type of blocking concepts within an offense?
Yeah, we want to have diversity in everything that we do, diversity in who touches the ball, diversity in our run schemes. But obviously when you talk about pin and pull exclusively, right, it allows you to block with angles, allows you to get the ball on the perimeter, find different entry points for the ball, and get the ball on the perimeter, and being able to play with leverage, being able to capture the outside leverage of the defender. And it's all really predicated based on the strength of your tight end room. Your tight ends are really, I think, the unsung hero of any offense because they allow you to do whatever you need to do. Right? If you don't have a physical group of tight ends, you're not going to be able to run pin and pull, right? If you have a physical group of tight ends, you can run gap schemes, pin and pull, allow you to have all the diversity there. So we want to be mixed. We want to be balanced because, every defensive coordinator across America's first goal when they cut on the film is to stop your number one run scheme. And you got to have, the curveballs to it. You got to be able to throw the switch ups in there. And so, that gives us an opportunity to put the ball on the perimeter.
As a new staff, how well do you think you guys did as far as like building a culture during this spring, and how would you compare Mario Cristobal's ability to do that with other coaches that work?
The culture together as a staff has been amazing. First of all, before you can build culture, it's got to start with chemistry, and the chemistry has been phenomenal. We have an unbelievable staff. I'm honored to work on this staff every day. I walk down the hall and I'm picking off the brain of Kevin Steele. And Charlie Strong, two phenomenal defensive coaches, right? You got Jason Taylor, right? You look at there in the offensive room with the offensive staff that we have, Coach Mirabal, Coach Ponce, Coach Smith, and Coach Field. We truly got an unbelievable staff, and I think what helped is we all moved into the thesis at the same time. So we were in and out of the hotel, kind of like roommates in a fraternity house, almost, say the least. Always going to dinner, spending extra time, and that's been big because chemistry starts at the top. And you got to have great chemistry with your staff. You got to have great chemistry led by your head coach. And then now that trickles down to building the culture. And when you look at the culture that Coach Cristobal has been able to create, it's been very important that we establish two things this spring, which is our number one goal was mentality and identity. And those two things, if you ask our kids, those are the two things that we harp on every day. The identity of our team, and when we talk about identity, we talk about what we do and how we do everything is anything, okay? And that's the number one goal, whether that's in the academics, whether that's the locker room, whether that's the weight room, and developing that identity of our team, and then the mentality, the physical presence, how we're going to practice, the physicality we're going to practice with, and the competition level. And so our kids have done a phenomenal job just embracing the culture that we've established.
And yeah, how well do you think that kind of trickles down?
Last question for Coach Gattis.
Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We're getting Ja'Cory Brown today.
what have you seen out of him? How has he improved? What are his strengths?
For Jakari, I'll tell you what, the last 2 weeks of spring have been phenomenal for him. Just being able to get him some practice reps. What we've done, because we don't have as much depth offensively in the threes, but what we've been able to do is give Tyler some reps off, give Jake some reps with the ones, slide Jakari in there with the twos. And so you've seen really his development take off to another level. Just being able to get practice reps for quarterback, game reps matter. You got to get it out there when the pieces are flying, full speed, the picture's moving. And first and foremost, you notice his stature, right? He's a leader he takes the offense by command. He's a really good athlete. He's got a great arm on him. And so it's for us, and Coach Ponce has done an unbelievable job developing him and bringing him along. But this summer is going to be very important. You know, he's an 18-year-old freshman. You know, he should be getting ready for his prom, and instead he's getting ready for the spring game. And so that says a lot about the maturity of him, his commitment, and his desire to the game of football.